41 years after Fleetwood was incorporated, an all-volunteer organization was formed that still exists today. What started as a one-truck operation has expanded into a seven-truck operation with almost 100 volunteers that lets every resident in Fleetwood sleep a little easier each night. They visit our schools, teach fire prevention to our children, and park cars for local events, and show their pride with every parade. And yet, they never complain. From protecting over 1,300 buildings and 4,000 residents at any hour and keeping us all a lot safer with their training and extraordinary community service, we salute the Fleetwood Volunteer Fire Company Station 45 with the Fleetwood CADILLAC Award. Firefighting in the early history of Fleetwood was mainly without much organization, and fires were usually fought by bucket brigades. But in 1914, everything changed. On August 12th, the citizens organized an all-volunteer firefighting group with a membership fee of $1 a year. In November 1919, the company became a member of the State Firemen's Association. They purchased a lot on the corner of Washington and Franklin Streets. Plans were made to erect a firemen's headquarters, and in 1928, the building was erected at a cost of $65,000. A truck crew was organized in 1937, which was known as the Fleetwood Volunteer Fire Company Truck Crew. And as the town and fire company grew, they purchased the Schlegel building that created housing for all their equipment, and the old fire hall housed the ambulance on Franklin Street. Today they're in their newest home, built in 1981 at the cost of $226,000, which was greatly offset with the help from community volunteer tradespeople doing some of the work. It takes a special group of individuals to keep a volunteer organization going for over 100 years and the passion to be a firefighter.
Well, my name is Dennis Keim. I've been associated with the fire company for over 50 years.
So I've been here for 40 years, and I believe it's 40 years this year. And the only person I think that's here longer than me is Dennis, and he's got me by 30 years. So Dennis has been around for a while, and we have a lot of people that have been here a long time, which is good.
And I remember saying, well, I can't guarantee I'll get to all the calls and all that. And they're, no, just get to what you can. And, you know, I've been crazy since.
Actually, it was my brother, Steven. He joined before me. And all of a sudden, he one day just came to me and handed me an application and signed it up and handed it in. Very happy I did that. Ever since that day, first day I got here, absolutely loved it.
Family thing. My grandfather and father both served as chief here at Fleetwood. My nephew is also a volunteer and also a career firefighter.
Since I started, I was coerced into, at the time, a volunteer ambulance driver, and then moved I was always a firefighter, and then went into a line officer, lieutenant, then assistant chief for a number of years, and then fire chief for a number of years, and now happily quasi-retired.
No, I think my dad, he was chief for like 18 years, and I kind of got involved with it because it was kind of neat because we had the thing in our house to pull for the siren, and we also answered the telephone in my house for fire calls. So I kind of got hooked at that age already.
The fire company's a big family. Talk about guys and girls that would drop anything for you, help you out at any time of day.
The role is demanding for every volunteer firefighter, from the training and commitment to witnessing events that you never forget.
Scariest moment, I can tell you, and I always tell everybody this, with all the stuff I've been in my life, the scariest moment I ever had was, I was still a junior firefighter, but I was wearing an air pack at a house fire over at the Twin Churches, where there was actually 2 kids killed in the fire. And I was in the middle of that burning building, and my air pack gave out. But I had the training, so I got down, followed the hose out. Everything turned out good.
Firefighting is dangerous in general.
Dramatic one was the tannery, and then the Schlegel farm.
Whether it's fighting a fire, tending to an accident, or helping park cars for an event, you can always guarantee the fire company will be there supporting Fleetwood, and in turn, everyone supports them.
Because of the core leadership, and you have so many people that have been part of this. John Manmiller, who's chief now for more years than he most likely cares to think about, and Chad Moyer and Nick, all those guys, and my son is a captain with the fire company now. He was literally raised in the fire company, as was my daughter. And it's that family togetherness.
We have a good group of folks here, tight-knit family.
They're a terrific bunch of guys. We have fun. We do. Sometimes it gets a little hectic when we get up at 3:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, and start making sandwiches at 3:30. So it gets a little hectic, but we have a lot of support, and the guys are great.
And Fleetwood's volunteer fire company is special compared to others, always taking care of their own.
There's a lot of departments out there today that just, you know, have a hard time getting a crew together, let alone a bunch of progressive firefighters. So it's nice to have that.
There is one word that really sums up the Fleetwood Fire Company.
Definite camaraderie in the fire service.
A sense of camaraderie, the brotherhood, and sisterhood that's in this fire company in particular, but most fire companies, is just phenomenal.
Like I said, the camaraderie, you just can't beat it.
First year, Dennis and John, Chad, Nick, they all taught me so many new things.
Like I said, a great group of men and women here at the firehouse.
Proudest moment, just being with all these guys all the time. Like I said, the camaraderie, you just can't beat it.
From time to time, everything has to change sometimes. And that's when like the young guys are teaching the older guys.
They still know that we're volunteers, and we're getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to come answer the call. And I guess they appreciate that. And you know, I like that they appreciate it. It's a good thing.
In the fire service, we are a family. Doesn't matter if you're related or not by blood. You're all brothers and sisters to each other.
It's a rough crowd. It's a rough crowd. I mean, if you're not laughing, you're crying.
I hope it stays around for a long time.
But there's a certain amount of pride that the guys put into it, and then there's a certain amount of pride that the public puts in, because they appreciate that apparatus and the amount of training that goes in for those firefighters. When we were marching in the 150th parade last year, the sense of pride from all our guys, as well as the public watching, was just phenomenal.
Love it. And we have a lot of members that are here for 10, 20, 30 plus years.
Maybe a couple more years.
Sign up right now. You learn so much. Great culture, great people here. You'll like I said, you'll have another family here, and they'll support you no matter what.
You join for one reason, but you stay for another.
For their charitable contributions to the community, along with their endless hours of training and safety classes, we salute the Fleetwood Fire Company members for their 110 years and counting of volunteerism and extraordinary community service as we present the 2025 Fleetwood CADILLAC Award to the Fleetwood Volunteer Fire Company.